Welcome back, dear viewers, and you're still watching Cairo Local Time. And we are talking about the recent excavations in Saqqara necropolis and how can we promote for these discoveries abroad and attract more tourists. And we are joined by Mr. Ahmed Badr, tourism expert. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and to all the audience.
Yes, Mr. Ahmed, as we are talking today about the recent excavations in Saqqara and to what extent it is important to promote for these historical discoveries abroad.
Well, first of all, these new discoveries are really mind-blowing. It means Saqqara is not just a place with the step pyramid, as most of the people think. Saqqara is literally floating over history, over more and more excavations and tombs and mummies. It's really something that definitely will help us to promote the tourism in general to Egypt. Such discoveries, they made their way to the international media, and we saw during the press conference that was held by the Minister of Tourism and Antiquities that we witnessed a big audience from the international media and also ambassadors from all over the world, especially from European countries and from the Western countries in general. So definitely all these news made the way front pages to the international media and international newspapers. And during that conference, the minister also announced that there is an ongoing excavation going right now that will be announced almost by the beginning of 2021. So now we have the world is waiting for another great discovery. The world, most of the countries, they study the Egyptian ancient civilization as part of the civilizations of the mankind. So there is always interest of the Egyptian civilization and any of the discoveries. Like, of course, the most famous was King Tut's tomb discovery over almost 100 years ago. The whole world was talking about it, and other discoveries as well. So when something like this happens, when these discoveries make their way to the international media, this is what we can benefit from to promote the tourism to Egypt. In times of crisis or pandemic like we are having now, the world is, most of the countries are just taking precautionary measures for lockdown and stop the life. While we are in Egypt, of course, we still have numbers and we still have the virus, but it's not that dangerous that keeping us from discovering and having new places and having new buildings. I mean building our future and also discovering our past. So that means the situation in Egypt is not that dangerous. So these news, when it goes to the audience and outside world, it gives them an idea about how the situation in Egypt is not that dangerous. So this will give them, a push for them to come to Egypt. If not today, so definitely tomorrow when things are better after having the vaccines. So at least they will have Egypt in their back of their minds. So definitely they want to come and see what are these new discoveries.
So, sir, how do you evaluate the Egyptian state efforts to create new tourist attracting destinations inside Egypt?
They are doing it very well. As I always say, in Egypt you have many things, or we have it all.
The new Alamein city. I'm talking about new sites in Egypt here that are created in the past years.
Well, yes. In Egypt, I was saying in Egypt we have it all. So definitely people, we have many kinds of tourists right now in the world. Not all of them are attracted to the history. Some of them are attracted to modern cities. And this is what we see in a city or a country like Emirates, Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
People, they fly the world to go and see these modern cities. So now we are adding this to our touristic portfolio. So now, if you want history, we have it. If you want future, we have it. If you want the beaches, we have it. So definitely the new cities like New Alamein and the new capital, it will attract people, especially when we see the kind of projects are being done there with the tallest buildings in Africa, and
yes.
We're having 2 amusement parks will be done in both New Alamein and the new capital. So amusement parks also is a big attraction to the tourists from all over the world, and we see something like, of course, the most famous thing is Disneyland. So they do it all over the world, and people travel just for it. So having something like this definitely will add up to our portfolio, and especially in New Alamein, this is like a personal dream for me came true, because the North Coast is for me just a waste. Just use it 2 months a year.
Yes.
Now with New Alamein and other cities are being built in the new and the North Coast, we will use the North Coast the entire throughout the year. So
yes.
This is really a good thing. It will be a great add to our portfolio.
Yes. So, sir, before wrapping up this interesting interview, tell us about the Ministry's plan for the coming period amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Now with the good news of having the vaccines coming soon, so that means things will be slowly get back to normal. I think and I hope we will start having tourists within the 2021.
Yes.
And so the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, in cooperation with the Ministry of Health, both are they have set some rules to maintain the health and safety of our guests coming to Egypt. So and also all the hotels and all the tourist companies, they must follow these rules, and they are following it. They have to, otherwise they will be facing some punishments like closing. So, and this is exactly what we need, and this is exactly what we have to stress on in our marketing and sales in the coming period, because this will be a number one thing people will look health and safety. So this is what they are doing. And besides that, they are doing some, they opened, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, they opened some new museums, especially the one in Sharm el-Sheikh. This is a great add to Sharm el-Sheikh. So now there will be another attraction for the tourists there. If anybody of them want to see some of Egyptian history, but they don't want to travel all the way to Cairo, so you just can now go to the museum. Also, there are some great plans to the pyramid area to be changed to be much, much, much better. The visit will be a great pleasure. They are implementing these plans right now in accordance with a private sector company that will take care of this, with of course, in coordination with the ministry. And they started already by opening a new restaurant there overlooking the pyramid. So all these things together, it will add up, and they are good steps to promoting the tourism back to Egypt again.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Ahmed Badr, tourism expert. Thank you, sir, for being with us. And by that, dear viewers, we come to the end of today's edition of Cairo Local Time. Thank you for watching.